Hello, I am Geneva, one half of Cotton Candy Cause, aka Amulet Daya, on Instagram, aka Redacted, on Twitter. If you know, you know. And I'm finally doing a makeup tutorial. I think I have said that I wanted to make a makeup tutorial for God knows how long, but you know, my friends have been making some recently and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should finally make one, especially since I went on YouTube and I was like, are there any male cosplay makeup tutorials for black people or people we know who are brown, like the same skin tone as me? I didn't find any. Like, besides the one that my friend posted recently, there was none. Obviously, unless you've been, you know, living under a rock. There's been going on in the media, a lot of police brutality, you know, Black Lives Matter protests happening, and it's nothing new. Like, it's one of those things that I've been aware of, one of those things that I've been aware of all my life. You know, just every once in a while, one of the situations ends up, you know, blazing through social media and then people become more aware of it, which is good. It's good for people to become more aware of it, but I also like people to realize that these things aren't isolated incidents, and just because one thing was broadcasted on media doesn't mean that there are multiple cases of it happening for like the past who knows how long. America's inception, honestly. But that aside, on a related note, I wanted to look at my own hobby and, you know, incorporate black makeup brands into cosplay, because originally I was going to use 3 different black makeup brands. However, I looked up one of them and the owner of it is like white, I think. So make sure you guys Google stuff beforehand. I'm happy I Googled that before I went onto camera and was like, hey, everyone, here's this black makeup brand that, you know, you can buy. Yeah, it's not. It's just targeted towards black people. It's just marketed towards us, when really makeup companies should be putting these shade ranges in their original products, in their like main lines, but they just don't, because it's good. Like, the shades are appropriate and it works well on my skin. I just don't understand why they wouldn't put it into their main line and instead have to make an entire separate line targeted towards black people, but the owner isn't black and then it costs more. So that's kind of shady, but just be aware of that. However, I finally bought palettes from Juvia's place. I had been wanting to buy palettes from Juvia's place for quite some time. I only just now got around to it because, one, I have a job now, so I have a bit more freedom in buying things. And 2, you know, while it's good to be aware of like the hardships that black people have been through, it's good to support businesses and try to do something. Yes, police brutality needs to be addressed, but alongside of that, we can support black businesses, we can support black creatives, you know, do that all year. Don't only support black creatives when, you know, someone gets called a slur or when someone dies. Please don't do that. Especially don't shout out black people and black creatives when you don't follow them yourself. It comes off as very shallow and as if you're using them so that you seem as if you're a good ally, because not only me, but quite a few of my friends have been telling me that people have been shouting them out on their IG stories, yet the person doesn't follow them. And for me personally, someone shouted me out and I checked their following list, because 1, they didn't follow me. 2, I was like, well, if they only don't follow me, that's fine. Still shady, but I could get over it, right? But I checked and they didn't follow any of the black cosplayers that they were shouting out. So it really brought to question what their intentions were and why Or are they shouting all of this out? Like, how can you endorse someone's content if you yourself don't even follow them or like their stuff? It's shady. You're using people for diversity points. But I already talked about that on my Instagram, if you saw it. So you know how I feel about that. I'll be showing some of the palettes that I bought, and I'll be using them in a makeup tutorial for Taichi A3 because I love Taichi. I love A3, and I just really like the makeup that I did for him the past couple of times I cosplayed him, so I wanted to share it. I will not be using all of these palettes in this tutorial because one, I bought too many. Well, let me not say that. I bought quite a few, and I do believe I can use all of them. However, I cannot use all of them in this one makeup tutorial. I'll be picking a select few and using some of the colors just to show what I do. But I'll go through the ones that I bought. I also bought more concealer because I desperately needed more concealer, and I got liquid lipstick. I will not be using this. That's just for me. That's just for me when I do fashion stuff. Not for my cosplay right now. Unless I do Tharja again, but that's not the point right now. So I got the Zulu. I am especially excited for the purple and the red. I may end up using the red for my eyebrows, but we'll see. The Magic Mini. The Masquerade Mini. The Warrior 3. I really love the illustration on this one. I really like the packaging. The Nubian. And last but not least, the Nubian 2. So that's just very quick, me going through the palettes. This is a concealer I bought. I really needed some. And beforehand, I already washed my face. I washed my face before I ever put on makeup, did my skincare. I have not put moisturizer on yet. I do that right before I put makeup on. But disclaimer, if you couldn't tell, my eyebrows are shaved off. So what I do for my eyebrows may not necessarily be helpful. if you're not an egg, right? If you're not an egg, me doing my eyebrows may not be of help to you. However, I will put a link down in the description of what I used for my eyebrows before I shaved them all off. Because before my hair is really dark brown. So my eyebrows were the same. So my eyebrows were dark brown, and like they weren't thin. I had thick dark brown eyebrows. They were quite cute. However, very hard to color over. I'm going to be putting links to black makeup brands that you can buy from in the description. I'll put some Black Lives Matters resources in the description too. Honestly, I might put some J Fashion and Lolita brands that are, I guess, indie brands that are led by black creatives. So, get all that stuff. Maybe you'll find something that you're interested in, something that you want to buy from. Maybe you'll find a new favorite company, a new favorite makeup brand to use, and you can incorporate it into your own cosplay makeup or into your own just regular person makeup. I'm going to start with my base makeup first. So I'm going to put on my moisturizer. And I put on my contacts before I started the video because putting on your contacts on camera is really, I don't look good. It's unflattering. Also, I need to be in front of a mirror in the bathroom and be able to cry freely to put my contacts on. But, okay. honestly, my makeup process is just me jacking from various sources and people. So I got this from TikTok. I'm using Dermablend. I didn't buy it, my girlfriend gave it to me. Honestly, I don't know what this does. Like, at all. I just do it. And my makeup turns out okay, so I just keep doing it. Yeah, my memory card ran out of space, so my base makeup that I did is gone. However, I will still explain what I did. So it left off with me doing powder. And then after powder, I spritz my face. And then after that, by the way, this is the brand that is marketed towards black people, but is not black owned. So it works, but yeah. So after I spritz and it dries, before I put on any primer, I go in with this color and I like put it on my eyebrows and under my eyes and on, you know, some dark spots and like around my mouth a little bit, and I somewhat blend it in. After that, then I go in with my primer, but I got this from Japan, so it makes you look white. So you really have to put on your foundation to counteract that, because we don't want any ghost. But I only put it on like the T-zone and then under my eyes and in this area. And for the rest of the area, I put on a different primer. Which one I decide to use depends on my mood, but right now I use this one and I put it on like the outside and down my neck. Then the foundation I used was Fenty. We know who made Fenty. We know it's Rihanna. So I use that, use my beauty blender, blend that all in. Then I use my Juvia's Place concealer, put a little bit along my eyebrows, put some under my eyes, like a triangle, I guess, upside down triangle, down the center of my nose, a little bit, you know, along here, and I blended it out. I do think I got a shade a little bit too light, so we'll see what I do about that. It worked for the most part because I was light on applying it, so I probably just will try not to like cake any on, since it would not blend the best, since I ordered it online and I thought it matched my other concealer, but my other concealer now I'm looking at is clearly darker, so we make mistakes. But now my base makeup is done. I'm gonna spritz one more time. Oh, also get some like lip moisturizer. Usually this is the first thing I put on before I start any of my base makeup, just so that my lips are moisturized throughout the entire process. We don't want cracked lips, we don't want dried lips, it's not cute. I'm still very bitter at the whole entire craze of putting foundation on your lips to make them look smaller from the cosplays. One, I'm black. My lips are not, that's not gonna work. It would make me look crazy. Let's like dried out your lips and made it look really cakey, and I think it's more flattering if your lips look well moisturized and have some color in them so you look alive. But hey, that's just me. Once again, I am using the black brand for contour. Like, admittedly, it's good contour. Like, admittedly, out of all the contour I have bought, it matches my skin the most, and I like it the most. I prefer powder, but I'm still gonna be mad about it. I'm still going to be mad about it. I take the middle shade first. Whoops. I take this middle shade. Just get along my jaw. And before my SD card got full, I was talking about Taichi in A3 and how people should download it because you can get it for free on the App Store and it's localized and translated, so you don't have to search for translations online because that's a pain. And that's a really good game, and I really enjoy Taichi as a character, even if I personally do not align with nor relate to his motivations. I find his growth as a character very interesting. I find him well written, and I quite enjoy him. For the record, my favorite character is Citron. So, Citron, and then Sakyo, and then Chikage. But Chikage is not in the English version yet, so disclaimer. Love him though. He's a great character. So is Sakyo. But honestly, I could make a case for every A3 character. Like, I could defend them all. Even if they may not personally be my fave, or even if they're in the bottom of my list. Like, I still like them. And I can still, you know, pick out some good qualities for each of the characters. But yeah, I put some contour on my forehead because sometimes your forehead's a 5-head and you gotta shadow it to make it look a little bit smaller. Now this color is like really dark, so I try not to use too much of it, otherwise I look crazy. But I just like lightly use it to sort of put it right on the edge of my jaw and blend it down. Right on the edge of my jaw. And blend it down. I use the same middle color to contour my nose. Because Taichi's a cuter character, I don't go super duper heavy on the nose contour. I try to keep it fairly light because his face isn't particularly harsh. So just lightly. I just realized I forgot one step, and that's why I still have my loose powder out. So in the parts that you put concealer, take some loose powder, whoops, and just put a little bit, there you go. Sit for a little bit. Okay, that's enough time. Just lightly brush it away. Be careful of your eyes with contacts. Now we can do eyeshadow. So for Taichi, I like to go for more orange tones for my base eyeshadow. I can't explain why, it's just what my heart feels. Okay, let's see. I think for the lid color, I'm gonna start with this one, right here. You know, I'm just honestly shocked that there are no makeup tutorials for male characters made by Black people that show up. Like when I searched for it and scrolled a little bit, they didn't immediately pop up. Honestly, I typed in Black cosplayer and I kept getting Black butler cosplay makeup tutorials, so that was a little bit irritating. But it shows that there's just a whole entire there's a vacuum, there's a black hole, there's a market that just completely doesn't have anything for itself. Because Lord knows I would have really appreciated a male makeup tutorial made by someone who's the same skin tone as me. And it's not like there aren't black people into these games, into like the idol games and the idol adjacent games and all that. Like, there are black people into it. I mean, you're looking at one. Like, we're into these games. There's just not very many, there's just not much representation, I guess you can say, of black cosplayers who are into these games. The majority of the people who you see pop up in cosplaying characters from all these idol games and whatnot are Asian and white. And I just think we could stand to showcase some more black people. Cause like there's plenty of makeup tutorials made by Asian and white people for these types of games. You know, the ikemen male games, but I am neither Asian nor white, so that doesn't super duper help me or anyone like me. But it's okay. Sometimes you have to be the change that you want to see in the world. But I think that's good for the lid. I'm going to use this orangish color next. You can see it. I'm realizing that when I was showing all this stuff, it was not focusing properly because like I went back and looked, but it's okay. I'm gonna list all the products that I used in the description in the order that I used them. So fret not, worry not. If you just want to see what order I used everything in, you can just check that. Just gonna outside. But I think if I'm gonna bring up the topic that I was talking about again, with Twisted Wonderland being a thing and you know, Ricky Rat being all powerful, I believe that these sorts of games may become on, like maybe in the radar of more people, specifically more black people. Cause you know, Ricky Rat is a household name. And Ricky Rat decided to make some hot anime boys based off of its villains. And quite a few of those boys are on my shade. Because it's not very often that you get multiple characters who are brown in games like these. If you're lucky, you'll get one. They'll give you one. 2 is pushing it. 2 is really pushing it. They have like 4 or 5 in the Ricky Rat game, which I'm a little bit offended because it's Ricky Rat and I really had to get it from them, but beggars can't be choosers. And you know, I really wanted some sexy brown skin characters and they delivered, so I take what I can get. Let me use this next. You can see it. It's right there. And I'm probably not going to go too heavy into it. Just the faintest little bit. Just on the outside. And blend it in. Because like I don't want to use any colors that are too dark for Taichi. I like to keep his eyeshadow look a little bit lighter. I think the darkest color I'm going to use on my lids and the last color, well no, not the last color, but the darkest color I'm going to use is this right here. Yep. And I'm going to go into my crease a little bit when I use it. Yeah, Twisted Wonderland, it's a good. Like, I've been going through the story and I've been enjoying it. The characters are really well designed because they're designed by the woman who created Black Butler. I did not read or watch Black Butler, but I could appreciate the designs. They're quite nice. And now I'm appreciating her designs for Ricky Rat. But I would suggest checking it out if you're interested in it all. This like right here. And I use it on my under eye. But just right, you can see, I don't put it along the entirety of my under eye. Just right here. Just a little bit. And I got this little tip from K-pop girl groups. So I was like, how does their makeup look so cute? And they just do, the paint is like brown shadow right in this area of the eye. So when I do cuter characters, instead of just lining my eye with black liner, I'll use a reddish brown shadow just right there instead. I use this color and I just went in and I use the same exact color to go under my eye. Just to, you know, brighten them up, make me look cute. It's a blend between cute and ikemen, as Taichi is, because he's youngish. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's in college now, in the Japanese version of the game. But I'm going to assume that if you are here for A3, you may not be caught up on the Japanese version. So if you're not, then he's still in high school. Yeah, you just want it to be cute. And I think, well, okay, no, I'm not done with the eyeshadow. I always think I'm done with the eyeshadow. I never am. Always something I gotta do. So, but I believe this is the last thing I have to do for eyeshadow at least. I'm gonna go in with this and just make a fake shadow right under where you put the highlight and the light color, the golden color. Doesn't need to be too dark or heavy or anything, just the slightest shadow. Also, I'm really liking these palettes so far. They will become staples and mainstays. I'm enjoying it. Okay, now I can do eyeliner. Eyeliner shape varies by character for me. I try to change it up depending who the character is. For Taichi and his eye shape, I try to keep it shorter and chunkier. I'm actually going to be looking at a picture of myself so I can see how I drew it. And I don't go under my eye at all for Taichi with black eyeliner. Okay. And after I do that, I take another reddish color and go under my eyeliner. Let me use this right here. I can like halfway fix the shape if I made it wonky at all. Actually, I might go in with an orange also on top of the red. So it'll be a mixture. I'm gonna use this too. Just go right under there. If one of my eyeliner's lines is longer than the other, please excuse me. I'm blind, so don't be too harsh on me. I'm kidding. Well, I do wear glasses, so it is kind of hard for me to do eyeliner. Specifically when I close one of my eyes, because then I can't see as well. But I make do. And honestly, once you put on a wig, eyeliner kind of gets covered. You can't really see it in the first place, so. Word. I'm gonna go in with this other eyeliner to make the line darker. Then I take this mascara. I think it's Hypnôse Drama something by Lancome. I rubbed off all the words so you cannot see it, but it's my favorite mascara that I've used thus far. I go in with it on my top and bottom lashes. Please bear with me as I put eyebrows on. For Taichi, I make them thicker and arched slightly. Because for other characters, I make their eyebrows thinner, but I don't know. When the character's cuter, I like to make the eyebrows thick. I'm gonna use this red right here. And let me see. And I just do the outer line first before I fill it in. And if your eyebrows are not perfect, that is okay, because as long as you're wearing a wig with bangs, you can kind of fudge. You can fudge them a little bit. I frequently fudge my eyebrows. I've been really silent, and that's because eyebrows are the bane of my existence, but it's my fault for shaving mine off. The only person I can blame is myself. And you know, I always think that I've gotten better at drawing them, and you know what, that might be marginally true, but I don't know. I think I could do better, personally. But hey, that's what makeup's all about. Gradual improvement. But I think this is good enough for now. After I put my wig on, I may darken them more. Whoopsie. Yeah, I may darken it. But as far as right now, I think this is good. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in with highlight now. I'm gonna highlight with this color. And down my nose. On my cheek. I use the slightest amount of blush. This is from the Face Shop. Whoopsie. So I just use the slightest amount of blush. Not too much, but just enough to be cute. And I just go under it, go right. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not even sure if you can tell, but I just want it to be faint. The faintest amount of pink. I don't want it to be too heavy. It smells good. It's nice. And after that, I have this Winky Luxe lipstick. Apparently it turns into your ideal shade of pink or something. I quite like it. So I just put a little bit of that on. Put some color on my lips. They're properly moisturized. Yeah. Spray. And to top it all off, because I'm an oily little baby, I'm just oily, I take some e.l.f. powder that I broke the lid off of, and I go in, especially my nose. My nose is always shiny, and my forehead. We need to go in there and just fix up my oily areas real quick. And honestly, I think with that, we are done. We're done. So I'm gonna go put on Taichi and then I'll be back. And I'm done. Put on the wig. I put on his cosplay, his ugly chain, some gaudy earrings. I don't have his exact jewelry, but I'm quite pleased. Thank you for watching for this long, you know. Black Lives Matter. Support black businesses. But you know, support people across the board, obviously, but we gotta support people of color. We gotta support our marginalized people. It's Pride Month, so, you know, get into it. And that's all I have to say.